And now we're going to roll the engine over so we can put on the cylinder block. Alright, so we have here our cutting oil, cylinder hone, cordless drill. I'm going to go ahead and get our hone and our cylinders lubed up with the cutting oil. Normally I would put gloves on for this, but I actually want to be able to feel the cross hatching as well as look at it when we're done, so I'm going to leave the gloves off. Alright, so once we've got our cylinder oiled up, go ahead and oil our stones. They're going to soak up quite a bit, so it's going to take a bit to get them nice and lubricated. Alright. Start out with the middle. Nice marks there. I think I'm going to go a little tad more on the bottom, but another thing we can do is flip it over and look at it from the bottom. I'm actually pretty satisfied with that. Don't want to take off too much because we're already running the risk of having too much clearance right on the edge of the manufacturer recommendation service limit. So we're going to call that good. Doesn't take a lot, as you can see. Go ahead and do this one next. So I'm not going to show the others, just repeat the same process for all three. One thing you will want to do is you don't need to use cutting oil because it's more expensive, but just take your 2-cycle oil, clean paper towel, and just clean out wipe down the cylinder just to make sure any metal shavings or particles from the honing there are cleaned up. Alright, so we're going to put our carb boots back on. I don't think I filmed taking them off, but pretty easy. Just a Allen hex bit required to take them off. This here. And then got our complete gasket set. Those three right there are the O-rings for a carb boot. So we'll go ahead and open this up. Like everything else, I'll just show you one and then you can repeat the process for the other three. If you're replacing your carb boots, obviously you would get a new carb boot at this point, but your previous owner actually said he replaced these and they do look pretty new and I don't see any cracks on them, so I'm going to reuse them. You probably replaced the O-rings too, but since I got the new gasket kit that has them, might as well replace them. Although those still look perfectly good, but that's all there is to it. And then stick these back on there. Not sure why the previous owner used some sort of gray Permatex sealant on these screws. Can't figure that out. I was worried that he tried to gasket around the entire boot there instead of using this O-ring. Maybe what happened was a previous person, even before him, I don't know how many owners this sled had, maybe in the past an O-ring went bad, or they all went bad, or someone didn't buy them and they decided to try to gasket it up instead. But anyways, let's just very thankful to not find gunk to have to clean off around the whole thing. These don't need to be too tight, just a little. One hit from the old impact should be good. So we'll repeat that for the next two. Take the hoses off, oil hoses off our oil pump, and then throw it in our ultrasonic cleaner just to clean up the gunk mostly. We're going to be replacing these hoses, so I'm not super worried about ruining them, but I'm going to throw some gloves on because this thing's real grimy. These puppies are tight. Well, it looks like we are going to be destroying them because it's not easy to get off otherwise. Things are really on there good. Alright, that's the basics of it. Not going to go any deeper than that. Mostly just want to clean up the gunkiness of the outside. I do want to protect this seal. Ultrasonic cleaners probably won't hurt the rubber seal there, but probably also wouldn't be great for them. So what I'm going to do, actually, kill two birds with one stone. I'm going to take the oil gear that we still, oil pump gear that we still haven't put back in our block yet, and I'll use that to basically just sit right on top. Not perfect seal, of course, but I'm guessing the ultrasonic waves won't be able to get through the connection there. So I'm just going to try to gently, might have to set it up after we put this in our bag. We are going to be putting in fluid if you're wondering why I'm putting it in an empty bag. I'm just going to stick this in there first. Get the sink to the bottom, and then we will add our fluid. Just want to see if this idea is going to work. Alright, so after fiddling around trying to get that to balance on there, I realized that was exercise in futility, so we're just going to clean it like this with the washer over the rubber area, the rubber seal, but it's not completely covered, so there will be some ultrasonic waves going in there, but we're going to hope it's not going to make a big difference. It's not going to damage the rubber seal or anything. Alright, so we got our new lines cut and put on just in same fashion they came off, so pretty easy to do. You just measure them up by hand, just put the old one next to the new one, snip, stick them on. So anyways, this guy's same size as the one that came off, but a little tougher to get on, so just a little tip: take a little bit of your oil, stick it right on there, stick a little inside, and then that should give you a little lubrication to help you get it on there. I'm not saying it's gonna slide on easy, but might give you what you need. This thing's definitely tight, so it's gonna take some finagling. Might even have to go warm this plastic up, but I think the oil's helping us out. So press and twist. There you go. And then put the clamps back on and ready to roll. There you go. That's our oil pump. A little bit cleaner. So we'll go ahead and install this on the block now. Alright, so we're going to reinstall the oil pump. The reason we have these bags on here is just to keep any gunk, crap, particles from getting in the crankshaft until we put the pistons and get the cylinders on. So that's why we got it covered up. Going to take our oil gear, just add some oil. We don't want our engine being dry and cranky when it starts, so stick a little on there as well. You can just rotate it until you feel it'll slide right in. Make sure you don't forget your washer. And then you need to line that pump teeth up, or little groove in the slot. Should be pretty easy to feel. Two screws. That'll do it.